Hello everybody, hope you're all doing fantastically well. It's Connor here, we're back with another Rumour Mill. Listen, we've got the game tonight, so we're not going to do an edited, long form video. That will be tonight. We'll have the watch along this evening, we'll have your instant match reaction, we'll have your player ratings over on the Patreon account. We'll have 3 things we learnt tomorrow as well as some bonus content. Guys, make sure you're checking out all the stuff as well as the preview yesterday. We're not going to get into the West Bromwich Albion game too much. What we are saying is obviously Sam Byram's out for this one, Jamie Shackleton's out for this one, Luke Ayling's out for this one, and yeah, Eli Melee is obviously serving a 3-match ban, pressure on Darlow. It's 4th versus 5th. West Bromwich Albion have lost twice at home this season. Leicester and Huddersfield Town. It is not going to be an easy assignment for the Whites, but if we are to get a victory this evening, then hopefully it's going to put us on a bit of a more consistent trajectory. As you guys know from the preview, I'm not as enamoured with what's going on at this moment in time. Leeds United just seem to be struggling in terms of any form of momentum, so we need to gather that back quickly. But on to some of the saucy stuff that will follow us in January. It's transfers. Now, I took the liberty to ask a few questions to a Burnley reporter and a Brighton reporter on if these are true rumours. Now, what I got back was very, very interesting. So, Crysencio Somville, the first rumour, he could be involved in a £70 million swing here. Mitoma at Brighton is gathering interest from Bayern Munich and Bayer Leverkusen. Yes, apparently Xabi Alonso wants to make the flying Brighton winger part of his arsenal at Bayer Leverkusen. Leverkusen obviously flying at this moment in time as well. So it'd be a really, really good addition for them. The problem is going to be the price, but it is said, according to a few reports online I saw and confirmed by someone who I spoke to this morning, that Crysencio Somville would be part of their shortlist. So that is very, very interesting. You guys might know him on my Twitter as well. I'm not going to disclose who it is and the information and all this sort of stuff. But I've been told that apparently he will be part of a shortlist. Burnley also are looking at Crysencio Somville. There is potential they might up their bid for the Dutch winger, maybe taking it to 25 million. So that is all that I have been told, but that was just on the rumours this morning, and I thought I would follow it up, so there might be some truth in that. But the big takeaway from that is it's all dependent on what happens with Mitoma. Now, the problem is going to be with Mitoma, Bayer Leverkusen, and apparently Bayern Munich are also interested. There's no way they're going to stump up the £70 million fee. £70 million fee. So much money in the game nowadays, everybody, that Brighton are going to be asking for him. And we know at this moment in time that the Premier League is lucrative. It's full of money. So even Bayern Munich might not be able to compete with that asking price. So that's beneficial for Leeds United. We also know when it comes to Crysencio Somville that Leeds knocked back 1, 2, 3 apparent offers in the summer transfer window for him. So it's unlikely that that is going to happen again. Another rumour as well on the mill this morning is, according to L'Equipe, PSG came in and were willing to come in January for Pascal Struijk. He's not good enough. Makes too many mistakes. Oh, yeah, that's right. He makes too many mistakes, but you've got the French champions after him whilst he's in the Championship. Logic. Pascal Struijk is, and arguably, potentially is altogether the best Championship right back. 5 goals for Leeds United this season. It can be headers, it can be penalties. The guy is flying and is one of the higher performers at the club at this moment in time, and I'm buzzing to see him getting those accolades now from more fans who are actually realising now how good this guy is in terms of proactiveness, bringing the ball out from the back. That is not Joe Rodon, who does that for Leeds, who instigates Leeds moving up the pitch, moving through the thirds. That is Pascal Struijk, and I think his defensive work has improved as well. When you look at his blocks, his interceptions, his headers out the box, when Leeds are under pressure, all those metrics are getting better and better and better when it comes to Pascal Struijk. So listen, interesting again. Apparently Leeds and the 49ers, obviously being the top of Leeds, have knocked it back, and they are knocking it back in January. That is not happening, which is great. It's nice to know that even when we're in the Championship, I don't know how long this is going to last with Leeds and the 49ers, because money right now is good. Leeds have got parachute payments. Leeds are in a really good financial position, as per Kieran McKenna and Dan Plumley. How is that going to transition though into next season, when the parachute payments dry up a little bit and Leeds maybe not penny pinching, I should say, a lot, because we will never be that with the 49ers and with the parachute payments that last 3 years and the transfers out of potentially Somville, if we had to stay down another year. Struijk, if we had to stay down another year. Harrison, Aronson, Rocker, etc. All of these players who are going to get big fees. Sinistera for Leeds United. So we're not going to be in a position where we are going to be, you know, in sort of a perilous position when it comes to financial, but Leeds will definitely be in a much more vulnerable position next year when it comes to that. This year, you're expecting Leeds to bat off as much as they can, really, with promotion potentially on the cards at the end of the season. But really, really good to see Pascal Struijk getting all this acknowledgement, you know, not only from fans of other clubs and Leeds fans, but also, you know, other giants, European giants who are looking potentially at his signature. Obviously, PSG went elsewhere, as we know, but they would still like to add him to the roster, which is really, really, really interesting stuff when it comes to him there. So yeah, also everybody, there's a lot of rumours at this moment in time when it comes to Sinistera and Jack Harrison. Looks like Bournemouth potentially are going to want to make him part of their permanent roster. I don't know why I keep saying roster, but I do keep saying that. Everton the same as well. So Leeds would be probably looking to bring money in for those two. I don't know how Everton are going to be able to afford Jack Harrison, but, you know, him scoring again against Man City the other day is only going to elevate his price when Leeds do sell him on, which is good news for us. Sinistera also scored the other day. It's all good news for Leeds United because that price is going to be up and up and up and up. According to Phil Hay as well, it looks like Jadon Anthony is going to be staying at Leeds, which is obviously really good news. Sinistera is going to be staying at Bournemouth for the foreseeable. And some more news when it comes to Bournemouth, when it comes to Leeds United, when it comes to Southampton. Apparently, at the top of Leeds United's list on loan, which fits with Angus Kinnear and what he was saying, Leeds is shortlist and Southampton's shortlist is David Brooks. Really interesting. Obviously, he went through that horror, I believe it was leukemia he went through, where he was out of the game for around about a year. Awful news. It was great to see him on the mend, but apparently he's going to be top of the list when it comes to Southampton and Leeds United in terms of a loan profile. Now, once again, I'm going to pour water all over this, in my opinion. I wonder what his injury record would be like, you know, consistently. Obviously, he had that horrendous phase out of the Bournemouth team, but he has been hampered with a few injuries as well, a few niggles. But on top of that, he's in Bournemouth, his family's in Bournemouth, and Southampton are looking at him. Southampton are above Leeds. Southampton may have a better financial position. They were in the Premier League for longer. You would expect David Brooks to favour a move to Southampton. Now, I'm not 100% sure if he was a Northern boy or he is a Northern boy. I think he is. Obviously, he came through at Sheffield United. So if he was wanting to come back north and be closer to Sheffield, Leeds would be a very preferential place for him. Obviously, he can play in centre attacking midfield. He can play on the right wing. He can play on the left. He can play across that front four. However, location for this deal makes more sense than not, really, because I think with Brooks it would be, you know, are you settled down south or would you prefer to come back up north? I think it's that simple. He's going to be available. He's not playing regularly at Bournemouth. He was a really, really good player for Sheffield United in the Championship. He's had a brilliant spell as well at Bournemouth, aside from the period he had out of the side. And it'd be a really nice addition. It would be a really, really nice addition, and it fits in, as I've just mentioned, with what Angus Kinnear was saying about the loans. Now, you would probably, you know, suggest that there'd be another loan on top of that, hopefully a left back. But at least Leeds are putting irons in the fire, and there's rumours from good sources as well, Alex Crook and TalkSport and you know, a couple of Bournemouth writers down there, that, you know, Leeds are in the mix, which is good to hear. You know, it's good to hear that we're doing that and we're not just waiting, because I do think this window there is going to be a lot of stuff in and around Leeds United, in and around, I would say, our players going out. I think you are going to get some clubs testing the waters with some of our better players. Somville, I feel, is going to be the subject of a lot of interest. Might be even more with Struijk. But, you know, main focus is this evening. Getting this evening right, winning the game tonight, going into January with Birmingham at home, winning that game as well. 6 points out of 6. Hopefully seeing other teams are playing tonight as well, and seeing Leeds get some of that momentum back. So at this moment in time, I think me and others, after reading the comments, are getting really, really frustrated with Leeds' lack of potency in front of goal and Leeds' lack of consistency when it comes to actually getting points on the board. Guys, that's been it from me. Make sure you tune in tonight tonight for the West Bromwich Albion game. Make sure you tune in for the instant match reaction as well. Make sure you tune in for the Patreon stuff as well. Head on over there. There'll be some bonus stuff out throughout the next couple of days. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'll see you in a bit.